Preparation. I'm prepared for this moment. My life has taught me how to respond to every situation I encounter. I'm flexible due to the preparation I have been given. Hi, this is Dr. Anita with another diamond moment. The diamonds of our lives are produced through time, heat, and pressure. But it's up to us, it's up to you to gather the value from these experiences to grow in life. If these messages have enlightened or helped you in any way, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really do want to hear from you. Our topic today is honoring your journey. Be proud of yourself. No one has walked the path in your life exactly like you have. And in order to gather the strength and the wisdom from your experiences, you have to honor them. I want to suggest to you using the Diamond Journey Journal. Becoming is a process, and a process has stages by me, Dr. Anita McLaughlin, to capture your spiritual, your financial, social, emotional, and physical thoughts, or to make a plan for moving forward. It's a one-year journal without dates. You simply start with the day you receive it, setting small, manageable goals, monthly, weekly, and daily, and tasks which will move you forward until you reach the day you begin the journey the following year. So get your journal, write down your thoughts, and let's get started. As I said, we're going to honor your journey. We're going to honor our journey. And it was interesting, but earlier a song came to mind, and I do understand that it wasn't written with our type of diamonds in mind, but yet it is a song regarding being aware of the value from which you walk. And that is a song by Paul Simon with Lady Smith Black Mambosa called Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. I want to read just one verse which says, "People say she's crazy. She's got diamonds on the soles of her shoes." Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues, diamonds on the soles of her shoes. And I think that's very appropriate and applicable for where we are. We have to learn to understand the value of what we are walking on. This foundation that was built through hardship, sometimes tears and struggling, sometimes sorrow and suffering. But it has become the foundation from which we walk. And it's necessary in everything to take just a moment and say, you know what? You may not have done everything right, but you're still here, you're still moving forward. It doesn't necessarily mean that your journey needs to be filled with accolades and applause and kind words spoken to you and everyone admiring you. This has been your unique journey, full of your unique experiences. So whatever the condition it is that you find yourself in today, you made it. You made it to this point. Yes, it may have been difficult. Yes, you may have desired to go a different way. But you know what? That's not what occurred, and you are still standing. So for many, this is something to celebrate and to be proud of. Share your path with others as a crown of accomplishment to be honored and not hidden. If you had a chance to see the town hall meeting that Oprah Winfrey hosted for Kamala Harris, there are a number of people who spoke that were very interesting and had very, very interesting stories of what they'd overcome in order to reach that particular spot. There was one particular young lady with a very riveting story of what she had endured, an experience of horrendous personal suffering, having been sexually abused for much of her life and becoming impregnated by that abuser. And I won't go into her name. I don't have permission necessarily to use her story, but I do want to make you aware of that. And they all continue to comment on how brave she was to be willing to share her most intimate and personal story in order so that the good of others could also be fulfilled. And many times what we've experienced that we have thought that were things to be ashamed of, that we needed to hide, that we needed to run from, were actually the diamonds on the soles of our shoes that we need to utilize in order to help someone else to make it beyond the place that they have been in up to this point. So the things that you learned on your journey are what you are using to pave the way for your future. Those hard things are the diamonds on the soles of your shoes. And to walk it without a path, you would not have had a course for the destination you're directed to, so that in honor of your journey, you can show others a new way to move about, maybe in the hardship and the difficulties of their own lives. Your journey means everything to where you have to go. When we're looking back on where we've been, you learn as much from what you do not desire as you learn from what you do. And many times clarity is highlighted when we're able to discern situations, people, roles, paths that are moving away from what we most desire. But it's in the dichotomy of this realization that our path is enlightened before us so that our steps can be ordered. We have to recognize what we want as well as what we don't want. And once we've had enough experience in what we don't want, we're able to realize how to make choices on what we do want. The next most vital phase of moving forward on our new journey is learning how to receive the direction from God, Source, the Creator, the universe, Spirit, so that we're successful in navigating our path with fewer detours that lead to dead ends. One of those examples could be like a maze, the type that they have during Halloween. If we have guidance from above that shows turn left, turn here, we're able to transverse that maze easily. But when we're not privy to what can be seen from a higher level, we run into dead ends. We run into walls, we run into barricades, and that hinders our journey. It frustrates us emotionally, and many times people surrender to the frustration and just give up completely and go back to what was familiar rather than moving forward to your true goal and identity. So I want you to think about receiving direction from Source, God, the Creator, Universe, Spirit in this way. We all know that radio frequencies, that there's an antenna that puts out radio frequencies. Those frequencies are spread across a broad area, but we can't see them. We can't physically look at them. We have to tune in our radio, which receives that signal through an antenna that makes it to us, that makes it to our physical bodies, to our ears, in order to decode what that unseen vibrational message in the atmosphere is really all about. So I want you to think of it that way, that in order to receive what God, the universe, Source is trying to say to us, we have to first understand that the message being transmitted is not necessarily something that we can easily see with our physical eyes. We have to understand that no matter whether I've got my radio turned on or turned off, those signals are in the air all around me all the time. The radio station doesn't begin broadcasting when you turn on your radio. No, those signals are there all the time. And if you have something like Sirius Radio, you can get channels from everywhere all at once. It just is a matter of tuning your receiver to pick up those various signals. So in the future, when you are thinking about how do I get information from that which is higher than me, think about that broadcasting antenna with radio waves in the air that are received or picked up by your personal device's antenna, transmitted through that into the receiver of that radio, which would be, in a physical sense, your body. And then it's able to be disseminated through your senses to give you the information that broadcast is trying to make. If you haven't, go back and listen to the Destruct to Reconstruct episode, and understand that we have to honor everyone's journey and contribution in life in order to accept and respect our own journey and contribution. So remember, as we move forward, our course may have been obscured by illusions and lies. We may not have gotten the true information that we needed, but we must, or you must, transverse this maze, this information, whether true or false, to realize what is true and what is real for you. You have to continue challenging deeply ingrained beliefs and dismantling or deconstructing previously held traditions that no longer support what you know and what you truly want to be. What you know to be true and real, or what you know to be false and misleading. Some of the areas of deconstruction have limited generations before us, so you're not the only one that this has happened to. And therefore, once we learn the truth, that truth has the ability to set us free. And we must also share that truth in order to set others free. And this is the purpose of the experience that we had in the first place, that we are turning the diamonds of our lives into something of value, so that as we move forward, we're walking with diamonds on the soles of our shoes. We have to learn how to be directed through our spirit man, our higher self, to our natural body, which is simply the receiver of unseen instructions that we pick up, that should we choose to follow them, lead to the place of our desired destination. We will move into hearing the guidance within next time. But most importantly, think about this. When you have done your best, stop. This is where God, Creator, Source, the universe takes over. Never forget that becoming is a process, and a process has stages. Think about this. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I want to again thank you so much for continuing to listen. I truly appreciate those of you that are continuing to stick with me. I hope that the messages I'm sharing will benefit you, but it's up to you to put what you're learning into action in your life and watch things change. When you do, you too will be walking with diamonds on the soles of your shoes. If you haven't done so, please get your Diamond Journey Journal and make a commitment to moving forward in your spiritual, financial, social, emotional, and physical goals. This one-year journal is designed to move you forward, starting with where you are today and continuing to move you forward until you reach this day next year. You're also invited to join me on NoomVibe, FanBase, and visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com. Join me next week for another Diamond Moment.